Do you want to know why some people live happily into their late 90s, while others suddenly pass away in their sleep after 70? Your body sends you signals most people ignore. Tonight, before you go to bed, you may be repeating one of 5 bedtime habits that silently increase your risk of never waking up. Stay with me until the end, because habit number 4 is the one most people think is harmless, but it can be deadly. Let me tell you a story about 2 friends, Margaret and Helen. Both were 72 years old. They lived in the same small town, went to the same church, and even attended the same weekly bridge game. But their nights looked completely different. Margaret had a simple, healthy bedtime routine. She'd take a short evening walk, read a chapter from her favorite book, and go to bed at the same time each night. Helen, on the other hand, loved late-night TV, enjoyed a glass or 2 of wine before bed, and often fell asleep in her recliner with the lights still on. One morning, Margaret called Helen to invite her for breakfast, but Helen never picked up. She had passed away in her sleep. The doctors couldn't point to one single cause. It was a combination of small habits that had quietly stressed her heart and brain over the years. And that's what we're talking about today. The hidden bedtime mistakes that, after 70, can mean the difference between waking up to a beautiful morning or not waking up at all. Habit 1. Falling asleep in front of the TV. You might think it's harmless, drifting off while your favorite show is still playing. But here's the problem. Sleeping with bright light or the TV on disrupts your natural circadian rhythm. Researchers from Northwestern University found that older adults exposed to light during sleep had a higher risk of high blood pressure, diabetes, and even heart problems. Why? Because your body thinks it's still daytime. Your heart rate stays slightly elevated, your blood pressure doesn't drop as it should at night, and your brain misses the deep, restorative stages of sleep. Practical tip: turn off the TV at least 30 minutes before bed. If you like background noise, use an audiobook or calming sounds instead, and keep your room as dark as possible. Habit 2. Drinking alcohol to help you sleep. Many people believe a glass of wine before bed helps them relax. And yes, it might make you fall asleep faster, but here's the trap. Alcohol actually fragments your sleep. It keeps you from reaching the deep, restorative REM cycles your brain and body need. For seniors, that means poorer memory, slower reaction times, and a greater risk of nighttime falls if you wake up disoriented. More importantly, alcohol relaxes the muscles in your throat, increasing the chance of sleep apnea, which can stop your breathing dozens of times a night. Over time, this strains your heart and raises your risk of sudden cardiac events during sleep. Practical tip: if you enjoy wine, have it with dinner instead of right before bed, and keep it to 1 small glass, especially after 70. Habit 3. Taking sedatives without medical guidance. Prescription sleep aids or over-the-counter pills can feel like a magic fix for insomnia, but for older adults, they can be dangerous. Many sedatives slow down your breathing at night, increasing the risk of low oxygen levels. They can also cause morning grogginess, which leads to dangerous falls when you get out of bed. Helen, the friend I told you about earlier, had been taking sleeping pills for months without regular checkups. Her doctor later suspected they might have contributed to her passing. Practical tip: never start or continue sleep medication without discussing it with your doctor. If you struggle with insomnia, consider natural methods first, like keeping a regular bedtime, avoiding caffeine after lunch, and creating a calming bedtime ritual. Habit 4. Ignoring late-night chest discomfort or shortness of breath. Here's the habit most people dismiss, and the one that's potentially the most dangerous. If you ever feel chest tightness, unusual pressure, or sudden shortness of breath at night, don't brush it off as just heartburn or I'm tired. These can be early signs of a heart attack or heart failure, especially after 70. Some people lie down, hoping it will pass, but lying flat can actually make certain heart and lung issues worse. And because you're alone in bed, these symptoms can turn deadly without immediate attention. Practical tip: if you notice any unusual chest discomfort at night, sit up, call emergency services, and get checked immediately. It's always better to be wrong and safe than right and gone. Habit 5. Going to bed extremely late and waking up at different times. Your body loves routine, especially as you age. Constantly changing your bedtime confuses your internal clock, affecting everything from hormone production to blood pressure. Late nights can also mean fewer total hours of sleep, which increases your risk for depression, memory loss, and weakened immunity. Over time, irregular sleep schedules are linked to a higher risk of stroke and cardiovascular disease in older adults. Practical tip: aim to go to bed and wake up within the same 1-hour window every day, even on weekends. Consistency helps your body perform nightly maintenance on your brain, heart, and immune system. After Helen's passing, Margaret made changes to her own routine. She turned off her TV earlier, limited her evening glass of wine, and started going to bed at the same time every night. It wasn't easy at first. Old habits can be hard to break. But after a few weeks, she noticed she had more energy during the day, fewer aches in the morning, and even better mood. She recently celebrated her 80th birthday, surrounded by friends and family, and she swears those small changes saved her life. Now that you know the 5 bedtime habits that can be deadly after 70, which one surprised you the most? If you agree with habit number 3, type the number 3 in the comments. If habit number 4 made you think twice, type the number 4. Your comment might just help someone else stay alive tonight. Like this video, share it with a friend or family member over 70, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss our upcoming guide on the morning habits that keep you young and healthy for decades. Remember, longevity isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about avoiding the small mistakes that add up over time. Start tonight.